Bonjour, je suis Candice Duprise du distributeur de Clevertouch pour l'Afrique. Bienvenue dans la famille Clevertouch. Je vais maintenant continuer en anglais. Hi, everybody. So, I do hope you all understood what I was trying to say, and I apologize if I got any of that pronunciation wrong. But really, what I just wanted to show you briefly in this video is how your Clevertouch works so that when they arrive, you can jump straight in. Right, so first off, just running through all the apps on the side here. So we have our whiteboard, which is defaulted to Link's whiteboard. We have our files, our browser, and our Clever Store. Now, the browser and Clever Store will only work if you have connectivity, but I will just briefly show you those. Our active area, our applications, so where all our apps sit. So here I have downloaded PowerPoint, Word, PDF, the Links whiteboard. So when you open yours, you will see all of those. Right, so I'll come back to our whiteboard, just starting with our files. So here you will see you've got a variety of different files when you open yours as well. So I'm just going to go into maths, for example. And here I will pick and choose. Let's go to, let's open this one. Okay, now it'll ask you how you want to open it. I am just going to open it with Link's whiteboard. Okay, I would recommend opening it in Link's whiteboard because it allows you to save it, allows you to annotate in Links. Okay, so you'll see it's going to open it. There we go. Now, what you can do is obviously you can have your children come to the screen. So what you would do in Links is you will see you've got your different pens here. So if I select my pens, I can choose a color, but I can also choose a type of pen. So maybe we want to do a rainbow, seeing it's writing. Okay, so let's stick to our rainbow pen. We would like it a little thicker, so let's maybe do that thickness. Right, now you can ask your children to come to the screen and they will, oh, just excuse this. Obviously they will then be able to write, and as soon as they lift their hand, you will see it changes color. So this is an example of how you can use this. Teachers can, of course, add lessons. So you will see here as well, they can add their own content. But if I click on here and I go to page view, you will see there are a number of pages in here, all up until, it should be up until, there we go, up until 9, that you could then practice with the kids and they could come up. But teachers will also go and add. So if I just select add page, right, just some of the features in Links. Just a reminder, Links Whiteboard is Clevertouch's lesson delivery platform where teachers can go and create their own content. Okay, now bear in mind, I do know you do not have connectivity. So what we are able to do is if I go to content here, all right, this is everything online, which you won't have access to, but everything in the middle is our offline content. So from here, for example, if I go to maths, okay, I can go to backgrounds. I can go and bring in my background. Okay, now being the age, maybe I want slightly bigger blocks. Okay, if it's older children, what I'm actually going to do is let me just go start a new one because this is still in the PDF side. Okay, so obviously I brought in the file, it's sitting there. I'm just going to go start a new one rather. Okay, and I'm going to go bring across my blocks. Now, depending on the age you're teaching, if it's level 1, make your block slightly bigger. If it's your older children, make your block smaller. Right, so we'll just stick to bigger ones so I can make sure you see it. Then we've got all our offline math tools. So your teachers can, for example, drag and drop their protractor. Okay, so literally they're going to drag it across. They can make it bigger. On your screen, you can pinch and zoom. If I select the blue little circle now, I can go and drag it to the size angle I want. Drag it. There we go. Stamp it. Move my protractor out the way, and I now have my angle. Now what I can go and do is I can go and change the color, and I can change the thickness. What we can also do is show the exterior angle. And what we can also do is go and manipulate this, right? So that's a way of showing angles, creating content around that. Obviously, you've got your compass, you've got dice. So probability or basic arithmetic, you've got dice you can use for that and have the children come up and roll the dice. Right. Next, you have your clock. So whether you are telling time or teaching time, or whether you are setting this up for a test or an assessment, you can now set a timer, a stopwatch, or a clock. Okay, and there we go. So those are your basic math tools. Again, all offline. For the younger ones, you've obviously got counters. Okay, we've got a variety of others, whether you're teaching shapes, whether you're teaching geography, science. There's a variety of elements to create your content. What I have also added here is, and I've added it to your Clevertouches coming to you as well, is if we go into, let's go into maybe geography. Here are elements that you can create your own lessons with. If I go into maths, there's further information here. So if you're doing fractions, you can drag and drop these across as well. Okay, so you have elements to go and create your lessons. Teachers don't have to feel that they've got nothing to start with. Of course, if they want to start with the basics, what we would do is go and, sorry, just let me just add a new page. Right, we can go into our backgrounds again. So go to content, go into, let me just get to it. Let me just go here. Let me just go home. Right, go into backgrounds, go into my lined paper, and I can bring across my paper. Again, make it thicker or smaller, and teachers can start here. So, again, bring up my pens. So let's change this pen. We can go and make it a fine tip. Right, now you can bring kids to the board to write on here. Okay, so there we go. Um, Again, obviously the basic, you can change your pens. You can also go and add text. So if I go and add my text here, there we go. And I can change my font, obviously. Sorry, let's just go. Right, we can obviously go and make our font bigger, change the color, all of that. Okay, and there is a lot you can do in this. We have a number of videos available to show you what else can be done. You can replicate, you can make this editable, you can cover it. Again, like I said, change the color, change the background, and really make this your own. Okay, so I have put a few lessons on there, but like I said, you can bring in PDFs, PowerPoints, any current content that you are using. Okay, so that's obviously the very basics of Link's whiteboard. And all your teachers have access to this, not just the 2 teachers that might be using this. Right, so what you're able to do in your browser, um, now bear in mind, I know you don't have connectivity, so you won't have the browser, but the same thing I'm going to do here is what you can do in your PowerPoint or PDF. Now, I'm going to be demonstrating your annotation tools. So basically, you can write over anything. Okay, so what you do is click on your gray pencil, and in here you've got a couple other pencils. Wait for that to open. These are now your annotation tools. So here you'll see I've got the red. We can change the color just by clicking on it, and this will allow me to annotate over anything. Okay, so it doesn't matter what application you've opened. You can then, of course, go save it onto this, put in a memory stick, and you've got all your notes. Now, when you get connectivity, you'll be able to save it to the cloud or bring up the QR code. Okay, so those are your built-in annotation tools that you can obviously use. The other thing that we have is our snipping tool. So if I just click on the little scissors there, I could say I want that. You'll see you've got a little icon that looks like a whiteboard. Select that, and you could now put that picture directly into your Link's whiteboard. There we go. So now I've got this. So as we were doing earlier, of course, you can go and annotate on this now and add to it. Right, so those are your snipping tools and your annotation tools. Okay, next, Clever Store. So this is our online store. So I'm not going to go into it. This is available once you have connectivity. You, of course, can download tons of apps, even in French. Okay. Then before I get into my active area, obviously I've shown you some very basics in links, but you've also got a whiteboard. Okay, so now this whiteboard is very basic. So what you'll be able to do here is obviously I can import and export. So I can go and save this onto my screen or save it as a PDF, put it again on my memory stick, and I can then share it. I can change my background. So if I just wanted that white, if I didn't want lines, I could just have a plain background. Now the nice thing about this is I can go and change my colors, so of my stylus. So just a reminder that your Clevertouch comes with 2 pens, right? And but you can use your finger. Now the nice thing about this is if I write with the one side of the stylus and then I turn it around, it changes color. Okay, so that's really the nice thing about this. Big difference is if I was just I loved writing and wanted to take notes, I would use this basic whiteboard. But if I wanted to create lessons or bring in PowerPoint or Word or PDF, I would use Link's whiteboard. Okay, so to erase, draw the line or a circle or use your palm. If I've made a mistake, use the undo button. This pen here creates an unbound workspace, so just click that and move your page across. Then, of course, we can let's bring in this a 3D element. Now I want to go back, double tap this, and I can go back to where I was. Of course, I can go and add a page at the plus, okay? And then again, when I'm done, simply save it. And that's your basic whiteboard. Right. So the last thing is my active area and the ability to split the screen. So what you can do here is open your active area. You'll see you've got a little looks like a little paper clip. Click the one that you want open first. So there we go. Click that. It'll open. It'll ask me what else I want to open. I'm just going to say the Chrome browser, but it could be your PowerPoint. It could be whatever you are working on. Okay, so right. So that's now this. So you will be able to see I can write on here, and I can obviously still go and control whatever I am doing on this side as well. Okay, so that's just a very high level overview of your Clevertouch. And we truly hope you're going to have an amazing journey um, in discovering the benefits of Clevertouch, especially when introducing it into teaching and learning. But as always, if there's any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to any of us, and we will do our best to walk you and your teachers through this. It is an exciting journey, and we look forward to it together.